Hey guys, I really hate to do it to you this way, and I really hate posting anything like this immediately after a vlog, because I always feel like, no, while I do need the chance to talk to you sometimes to get a few things out, I really hate posting anything after a vlog that's just more of me talking at the camera. I like to get a review out in between. For various reasons, especially recovering from ShadowCon, sorting footage, figuring out what to do with it, along with my own schedule, which right now is the next TJTV and the next Plastic Addict, which, yes, I'm working on right now. Don't freak out on me. Though I'm not quite sure when it will be up yet, but I'm endeavoring. But this one is, yeah, you've probably seen the title by now and you're probably wondering what's up. Yeah, as of this moment, unfortunately, I have to cancel the storylines in my videos. Now, I know a lot of you aren't going to be happy with that, but hear me out. I have my valid reasons here. Hang on, let me, just so I don't miss anything, little note sheet. Always helpful for any vlog style thing. Honestly, when someone starts, honestly, when it came to storylines, I was really doing it the wrong way most of the time. Really, I never went in with a plan. I never had a full storyline planned out. The closest I came was Double, where I had a conclusion for myself and my clone and such. It was supposed to end with Fang versus Extreme. But, that's when I got in the complete selection memories. That's when I got the idea to review the Gaia memory gimmick in general. And then I get complete selection 2. And I've got the friggin' Den sensor sitting over there. I've got a Lost Driver and a Skull Magnum. It's just... I could review it separately, but that's not how I reviewed any of the other Double stuff. Like, it just got to the point where I was trying to throw all of this together. I was trying to create some arcing storyline to connect it all, but as I got more and more and more, I started off when I thought I was, that whole video I started off thinking I was only going to get 3 toys. It's just going to be a trilogy of videos. And then they just kind of piled up on me. I got, here's another one, here's another one, here's another one, here's another one, which really threw the plan off completely. I was basically just finding ways of stalling. And the last time that happened was I wanted to do Fang versus Extreme for my finale. At the time, I couldn't find the Fang memory. Now, since then I have, but in between those times, I still had to push forward. I had to get the next video out, so I threw in the K-Touch as a replacement. It was supposed to be Extreme versus K-Touch. And then the Fang memory became available to me. Which, man, did that suck. Because that's really one reason why that video hasn't continued, because I've pigeonholed myself, essentially. So, that one got really tricky to work with. I think a lot of people figured out by now that the Armada Prime thing in the Plastic Addict videos, that one wasn't going anywhere either. It was supposed to lead up to this big review off. He would review, I would review Armada Prime for Plastic Addict, which I still plan to do at some point. And he was going to review me, my reviewing style, the things people... I know I have haters out there. He was basically going to play the role of my haters. So that one, I might still do that at some point. So, because that one, as the storyline goes, I can end any time at this point. But there won't be any more teases or hints leading up to it. Which is, which I think a lot of people have come to expect, but I still get asked about it, so I'm just throwing it in there just to complete the cycle, just to complete the explanations behind everything. The only thing that's really sticking around is that loose little canon my TJTV reviews have, with the evil me and, the little bit characters and things I do. But there isn't any arcing storyline. The one I was really upset with was the O's reviews, because we had some, I had some really good ideas working for that, And that one came down to a technical level, because, you know, I wanted to do something with, me and my friend Griff came up with something that I thought was really pretty brilliant. Well, he came up with a name, we started coming up with a personality, but I had thought of this idea where that little ball of flaming yellow light was supposed to be my greed given form, given physical manifestation. And when I think of my greed, yep, them. So, what better tool to represent my greed in physical form than the Bumblebee roleplay arm? It was supposed to be an Aaaand parody. I don't know if that was the most idiotic or most brilliant idea I had ever had for a video. I wanted to create a character that wasn't necessarily a villain, and this was supposed to be it, which is an idea that I might revisit sometime, but as of now, I'll get to the explanations there. We were going to call him Hanabachi Maru, which is basically honeybee perfection. And I was just going to call him Bachi, which translates to, I've heard curse, bad luck, basically nothing good. So there was going to be a little bit of a joke there, just in the nameplate. And I'm really proud that me and Griff came up with that name, because it was a very, I thought, a clever play on words. That's Japanese wordplay 101 right there. So that's the only thing I'm kind of peeved about. The reason that this ended was because my equipment, unfortunately, just isn't good enough for the idea. To create the Aaaand effect, basically I would have to chroma key or green screen the entire thing, which involves a lot of little processes that I am not properly suited for. Specifically, I would have needed an arm sleeve that I could, all green, I could have chroma keyed out. It'd have to be skin tight so there's no shadows or creases to cause differences in the shade of green. The more shades of green you have on video, the farther you have to chroma key things out, to the point where this arm would probably start having gaps and holes in it. It's kind of weird how effects work like that. If I was better at effects, I could probably work around that, but unfortunately I am not. And my camera just isn't clean enough. I don't have an HD cam. Like, I really do need to put money aside to upgrade this camcorder, because it's a pretty old one at this point. It doesn't get footage clean enough to create a proper green screen. There's always distortion. There are always artifacts left around where my arm was whenever I did test footage for this. So I never really could fully get the effect to work. And there was always differences between the shots where this guy was recorded and the shots where it was just a blank wall, which would have been what appeared behind my then invisible arm. It takes some incredible lighting to properly do green screen effects when you don't have a green screen behind you. If it's all green, it's easy. If it's a varied colored background like every wall of my room is, not so much. It's kind of tricky to work with. So that was supposed to be that. If I can ever afford to upgrade my equipment, specifically lighting, my camera, might do something like that again at some point. I kind of like having this. I like the idea of this disembodied little sidekick character, but it all came down to just technical limitations. My production levels, while I can edit very cleanly, while I can do music and I can do scripting and all that, I can't change my hardware. I can't change my hardware's abilities. So unfortunately, that didn't pan out either. And that's mainly the reason why. Eventually, I've just started to notice that I've been struggling so much to get these storyline ideas to work, and I've been struggling to get so many of them integrated into whatever it is I have to review. It's just slowing everything down, like to the point where I want to do things that I can't get to. Like, the next one was going to be Fang Memory versus Extreme Memory, but I've got Gaia Memory Complete Selection 1 and 2 that I've been dying to review, and I just couldn't get to it because I didn't have any place for it to be in order. You know, and speaking of, I've gotten a ton of requests to review this thing that I was supposed to review like over a month ago, and it just hasn't fallen the right way. You know, honestly, working by myself, I couldn't figure out just how to put this into the storyline in the middle. Because, you know, as far as O's stuff goes, you know, I've still got a TJOmega spinner I can review. I've still got core metals to review. I could review that frickin' metal holder for all the 30 seconds it would take. But, you know, this I was supposed to review months ago, and I'm really, over a month ago, I'm really upset that I haven't gotten to do that yet. And it's all because the storyline stuff is just bogging everything down. Like, I know a lot of people really like it. I know a lot of people are really looking forward to what was coming. Truth is, I didn't know what was coming. You know, that was my failing, and I deeply apologize for that. I failed as a storyteller on this one, because I didn't plan it out ahead of time. Will I do storyline stuff in the future? Possibly. I might. Not quite sure. If I do, it's all going to be scripted out ahead of time. It's all going to be far better planned. I do have ideas in my head I would like to incorporate into a storyline, but it has to be a full idea or I'm not going to do it anymore. So that's basically my announcement and my reasonings in a nutshell. Honestly, the harder it became to work toys into a storyline, the more it took, and the more it just kind of put me behind, the more I realized that the stories just aren't worth it. They just aren't important enough to the review to force it in and keep going. Also, it's too limiting. Like, you know, I think ever since coming back from ShadowCon, meeting with other reviewers, especially, you know, guys like Garrett, who has a very similar reviewing style to mine, and Apollo Z Hack, who has this incredible reviewing style, just very visually dynamic. I want to do bigger. I want to do better. I want to do grand. You know, I want to do toy reviews that are clean and polished and, you know, are fun to watch. Not just for the storyline parts, but are fun to watch the whole way through. And trying to fit that and a storyline at the same time is just not happening. So I have to call it off. You know, I'm sorry for those who are waiting for the storylines to resolve themselves. You know, I honestly didn't have a resolution in mind, so I apologize again. But that said, that means this can finally get reviewed soon. I don't know if I could technically still do the Fang vs. Extreme, though every time I imagine it, it's such a hassle to actually edit and produce because I had so many little things to do for that video. You know, and I don't know if any of them were necessary. I might redo that one just to be simpler and finish off the storyline with a little less grandeur than I had originally anticipated. But basically, I want to review this stuff for you, and the storylines had to go. So there's my last word on that. So this will be coming up soon, sooner than later, probably sometime this week. You know, I want to get that pushed out there. I've got a huge backlog of reviews that I've promised to various people. And, of course, there's Plastic Addict, there's TJTV, which does have something amazing. The next TJTV is going to have something pretty awesome included into it. So I've got to get back to work on all that. Yes, I'm going to get to work on everything. Maybe, you know, hopefully this will spark a little bit of creativity, and the next time you see me review a role-play toy, it's going to be like nothing you've ever seen before. That's the hope, at least. If I botch it, don't hold me to those words. So, again, I hope everyone understands, and, you know, this you know, hopefully when I do a storyline again someday, it'll be something a little bit better planned out that everyone can enjoy. So, until then, back to reviews as usual.